From NBC News, Decision 2008, Election Night.
Good evening, and we are already underway. The most exciting and important election night in several lifetimes already underway. We've already had the first poll closings. We'll get right to them. In the crucial state of Indiana at this hour, too close to call. You see 3% of the raw vote in. The equally crucial East Coast state of Virginia, too early to call. A different distinction, still not a reportable result for our purposes. In Georgia, too early to call between Obama and McCain. In the state of South Carolina, ditto, too early to call. But we have the first states to award at this hour. Kentucky goes in the McCain column as the GOP, it's safe to say, holding its breath going into tonight. Vermont goes into the Barack Obama column. Let's take a look at the electoral map tonight as we set up our coverage and set the stakes for this evening. You see the first two states awarded. When we start talking about the path to 270, the electoral votes needed to win the presidency, it gets interesting. Tonight here we make history either.
From NBC News, Decision 2008, Election Night.
7:30 p.m. in the East. Let's go directly to the latest grouping of states we have for you in the critical state of Ohio. Right now, our official pronouncement is too early to call this race, but with the caveat that Obama so far is leading. West Virginia, too early to call, with John McCain leading. And in North Carolina, where there's really two races we are concentrating on so closely to tonight, the presidential, and of course, we're back, and straight up here we have another call that will add to the electoral map. The state of South Carolina has been awarded here at 7:46 p.m. To John McCain, as expected, though our own Chuck Todd has seen some changes to the political firmament there in South Carolina. You remember the fight over South Carolina back in 2000. He had a bitter disappointment there after a grueling and awful campaign for him. Went Bush's way, but now there are two bits of red there on the early electoral map, our path to 270. We want to show you something that happened. We referenced it.
From NBC News, Decision 2008, Election Night.
A very important hour has arrived in this election with the 8 o'clock hour here in the East, and a big prize for the Democrats in their pursuit of the presidency. Barack Obama is being awarded Pennsylvania by this network. We're projecting when all the votes are counted, he will have won that major prize for the Democrats. 15 states, the polls just closed, including this one. Big prize in Florida, where it is too close to call, as it is in Missouri. Closely sought after, 11 electoral votes because of its bellwether status in the center of the country. New Hampshire has gone to Barack Obama, and this will start now a bit of a run through the East and New England. You just saw Connecticut, Delaware, Joe Biden's home state, District of Columbia. Wait till you see the margin there for Barack Obama when this night's over. His home state of Illinois has fallen to his category. As we say, now begins the run. Way up the tip of New England, the great state of Maine. Down again the eastern seaboard, the state of Maryland in the Obama category. To the Bay State of Massachusetts, the Commonwealth has gone to Barack Obama tonight, as has the most densely populated state in the Union, the great state of New Jersey. Oklahoma, red state, stays red tonight for John McCain, as does Tennessee for John McCain. Let's put them onto the map and take a step back and look at the electoral map in our pursuit of 270 tonight. That gets us to the winner of this very long 22-month and then some campaign. You see the blue and red falling so far along the
2008 Election Night.
8:30 in the East. We have more calls, more states to tell you about. We'll go to the center of the country first. In the state of Arkansas, it is with 0% in. We are apparently too early to call, is our official determination at this hour. Let's take a look at the electoral map, the search for 270. 103.34. The headlines thus far, we are about, in terms of data, at the halfway point tonight. The economy, turnout, and the mood of this electorate tonight. You see the red and blue. And we've got some states that are still in the too close to call designation. Battlegrounds all. We're watching them carefully. Indiana, Florida, North Carolina, and Missouri. We've received quite a few emails asking us for the difference between our two designations. Let's throw Virginia on that pile as well. Too close to call, too early to call. They are, in a way, self-explanatory. Too early to call, just not enough raw data. Georgia for John McCain has been awarded on the electoral map. Red stays red. Again, the Democrats had wanted to mount a gain, obviously, in some of these seats. Alabama in the South, red stays red for John McCain. We pan back over to the left, the electoral map. In the South, Tom Brokaw, what do you make of it at 8:36 p.m.?
Well, from NBC News, Decision 2008, Election Night.
9 p.m. We've been at this for 2 hours. Storylines are starting to emerge, specifically a storyline favoring Barack Obama in the early march of the electoral states. We have more. Let's go to the boards, beginning in the state of Michigan. So hard hit by this economy, 17 electoral votes go to Barack Obama. Minnesota, where we're also closely watching a Senate race tonight, goes to Barack Obama. No surprise there, nor is it in Wisconsin. Nor is it a surprise that the Empire State, New York, goes to Barack Obama. Ditto to the east, as you see the plaza. Local reaction, we call it. The folks on the plaza reacting to their state in the Democratic column. The state of Rhode Island will go to the Barack Obama side of the ledger tonight. Kansas for McCain, followed by North Dakota for John McCain, followed by Wyoming for John McCain. Tonight, this may be a scary bellwether for the McCain campaign. His home state, the state of Arizona, based on what we know, based on the data we have, is still at this hour too close to call in the presidential race. In the state of Colorado, too early to call. Remember the distinction. Too early, not enough data in. Too close means the data we have in isn't separated by enough to make a call. There's the electoral map. The march to 270. 175.70 is where it stands now. Tom Brokaw, where does this put tonight's narrative? Here's a call. Arkansas in the race for president has been awarded on the electoral map to John McCain. We pan left, as we've learned by now, on the pursuit of 270 board. It's 175.76 Obama. We'll take a break. More states, more calls when we continue.
From NBC News, Decision 2008, Election Night.
We're back, and here's a big one. In Barack Obama's pursuit of the presidency tonight, this is a big headline to come on the air with at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. The state of Ohio. And can you name one that was fought over with more force? 20 electoral votes. You know the expression on the other side, no Republican has won the White House without winning Ohio. Tonight it has been projected as Obama country. As predicted, Louisiana stays red for John McCain. We got a Senate race there we are watching tonight. Now, this begins a series of big states too close to call. Indiana, still counting up the Hoosier vote there. Virginia, Commonwealth of Virginia, a very crucial state. Some say the bellwether to the whole ball of wax the whole night. North Carolina, Florida as well. Another big one. Kerry Sanders walked us through the voting methods tonight, and they're counting. And Missouri, those battleground states I just mentioned, 77 electoral votes among them. And as we look at the pursuit of 270, look where suddenly Barack Obama is with that call of Ohio at 9:30. It's lopsided now, 200 to 85. Before we go to Chuck Todd on the path to the presidency, let's delve into the Senate. Oh, here we have a new projection. New Mexico President Barack Obama. That just came in. So New Mexico out west. And that is a story in itself as far as Democratic achievement in the Southwest. So back we go to the electoral vote. We've got a call that just came in at the end of our last segment here, and it is West Virginia. We'll be putting another stretch of red vinyl out on the skating rink. This has been awarded John McCain 5 electoral votes, which brings our map now 200 to 90 as we look at the quest for 270. John McCain has just arrived at the Arizona Biltmore. Sarah Palin's already there. It's where he'll be looking at supporters. We welcomed earlier tonight.
From NBC News, Decision 2008, Election Night.
10 o'clock Eastern Time. We're back. We've been at this for 3 hours, not even the shank of the evening. It's still early yet more of the narrative is emerging. The pursuit of 270. We have some more calls. Texas for president goes to John McCain, a big chunk. Iowa has been so good to Barack Obama. It's where it started, really, and tonight they have helped him along the way in his pursuit. Utah, red, stays red for McCain. Interesting 2 states here. Montana, big sky, too close to call. Nevada, too early to call. Remember the difference. Too close, the data are just simply too close to lean any one side. Too early is just not enough raw data to make a call. Here's the electoral map. It has changed since last we spoke. 207, 129, leaning decidedly Obama. And remember the battlegrounds we're waiting for. You see them. The state of Mississippi, we are awarding to John McCain, projecting with 39% of the raw in that when all the votes are counted. The 6 electoral votes, state of Mississippi, evens up the board a bit, 207, 135 at this hour. We've been talking about the battlegrounds that are so valuable, so close right now. The election is in the gray states on the eastern part of the map. Right now, east of the Mississippi River. John Yang is in Richmond, Virginia. A very close contest. Let's go to another one just called while we were having our conversation. South Dakota for President John McCain. South Dakota, red state, staying red for the purposes of this discussion. There go both of the Dakotas. We just explained the strange politics the electoral map takes on when we talk about the state of Nebraska, but the state of Nebraska has changed on our map. John McCain, I believe we are prepared to go to Nebraska McCain. There it is. Okay, holding out 1 electoral vote because of what Chuck Todd explained in our last segment. Red state, staying red. You see that vein up through the center of the country. That's been so on all the electoral maps. We talk about the Mississippi River, the states adjacent to it. We're talking about the Upper Plains, Upper Midwest tonight, the potentially new, politically new American West and Southwest. 11 p.m. on the East Coast. We're back on the air, and we have news. There will be young children in the White House for the first time since the Kennedy generation. An African American has broken the barrier as old as the Republic. An astonishing candidate, an astonishing campaign, a seismic shift in American politics. You are looking at the 44th President of the United States. The celebrations begin at 11 p.m. on election. That 284 number I gave out is the electoral vote, already terribly dated. Look at that, 3:06 at this hour and counting. We had to cross that 11 o'clock Rubicon of closing states. And as we look at the battlegrounds, we have a little catching up to do here. You see Virginia. Look at what did this. We were talking all night about the battlegrounds we were waiting for. You see Virginia blue, and then, of course, came the Pacific Northwest, that power corridor from California North Washington, Oregon. The news out of the McCain campaign as we go to Kelly O'Donnell.